From a Fox, 5 minutes.
Tēnā koe te mana whakawā. Nei taku hōhā te whakarongo nei ki ngā tangata e whakaparahako i te ingoa o te pāti Māori. I rungi i tō rātou whakahē i tō mātou tautoko i te kāwana nei. Kia te take e pēnei ai, nei taku kōrero atu kia koutou. Mr. Speaker, I come with some frustration at those who want to deride the name of the Māori Party because we dare to have an independent voice which allows us, one, to vote against the government, but also, two, to vote with them when we feel that we must. And this is the reason why everybody's asking, why is the Māori Party voting with the government over this? I'm here to tell you, this is not a vote for a wholesale sell-off of the state housing stock. For us, this is a vote of rangatiratanga because we have been asked by iwi around this country to support this legislation to ensure that they can get into the social housing market. And why? Because actually the Housing New Zealand have done an appalling job of looking after our people, and they believe that they can do it better, and actually we believe they can as well. This is about ensuring that they have the right to treat their tenants in the way that they feel is respectable, that can be nurtured in a state of manaakitanga. And people say, well, who are you talking about, Marama? Well, here is what I'm talking about. Kahungunu Executive Ki Wairoa Charitable Trust, Mangatawa Papamoa Blocks Incorporated, Te Runanganui o Ngāti Porou Trustee Limited, Ngā Pōtiki a Tamapāhure Trust, Ngā Rau Tātangi, Te Tai Whenua o Here Taunga Trust, Whai Maia Charitable Trust, and Waiohiki Community Trust. These Māori organisations have come to us and asked us to support this so that they can better cater for their people. And I'll give you an example of why that's so. I've been called up and down this country by tenants of Housing New Zealand to intervene on their behalf when they have been treated less than respectfully. I have been called into other people's electorates because they can't get an MP on the end of the phone who will respond to them. And so when I travel to Auckland to speak with the family of Tami Nepia, who is a paraplegic who has been evicted from his home and is given no alternative place to go to, I go and advocate on his behalf. I get him into a new house and it doesn't have a secondary ramp on the exit, the fire exit for him. So we ask, can that be fixed, please? No, actually, we'll give you a fire extinguisher and a fire blanket, and that needs to be okay for this man in his wheelchair. That's not okay, and that is absolutely the reason that we support the devolution of 10%. So let's get this clear. This is not the wholesale sell-off of all state housing. This is, we've only agreed actually, so before we start jumping up and down over here, to a small percentage of these houses so that we can have options for our people, because we don't want our people to be stuck under the thumb of the government for the rest of their lives. And if they can have a provider who understands their complex needs, who might put a whānau water navigator alongside them to assist them out of that situation into home ownership, then that's exactly what we want. And that's what the Māori Party have done. So let me tell you the things that we have advocated for. We've advocated for the warrant of fitness trial on housing. 5% of the housing stock, which extrapolated out across the whole of the Housing New Zealand stock is about 60-odd thousand homes, failed miserably the warrant of fitness housing test, the trial. Urgent repairs, that's going to cost about $34 million to this government to ensure that those urgent repairs are carried out on those homes. I have calls from people who tell me that their home is infested with rats. They cannot get Housing New Zealand to come and respond to them. I get calls from people who tell me that they've just painted straight over the black mould and that their child has been hospitalised. I have no problem at all in supporting this piece of legislation that provides other people such as these iwi organisations the opportunity to show that actually we can do it better than that.
I call Stuart Smith.